Alright, what's going on, guys? So, I finally gave my brother my old computer. The only problem is that somebody decided to send me their broken fucking power supply. For whatever reason. I don't know if you could see it, but I could see some wear and tear in there. And this bad boy was used. And somebody took it out, took the good one, the brand new one, out of the box at the shipping headquarters. Fucking threw this piece of shit in the box. And pretty much took the power cord, the whole power supply basically, and swapped out for his broken piece of shit. So my brother's without a power supply for a day. I gotta call back Amazon. I actually gotta check Amazon and see if they updated my gift card yet. Just because they're gonna expedite it and ship it overnight to him, so he has it by Friday for school. But anyway, with that being said, I finally finished up my computer. I'm gonna take off the door here. I really didn't want to do it again, but for the sake of the video and for the sake of you guys, I will, and I'll drop the door as well. This door does pop off, and it is a little bent. That's the one thing I did notice about this case, is that door flies off. So let's get into this. Alright. 1 second, because I want to change. I don't know why. But Corsair's fucking H100 program. Corsair Link is just like the biggest piece of shit ever. Never works correctly. And you have to do so much just to get things to work correctly, or the way that you want them to. Right. Make that as dark as I can. But so anyway, with that being said, let's go over what I got in this monster. I have my 850 watt power supply from my other computer. It's my Thermaltake Smart M850. It's a partially modular. Does have, you know, the power cable and the CPU cable are the only two that are actually hooked up to the, are the only two that are actually non-modular. Everything else on this bad boy is modular though. Hold on 1 second, I just want to push this back a little bit. Okay. Alright, so with that being said, you have 4 PCI 6 slots plugged into my 2 R9 270X by Asus. They're the 1120 megahertz pairs, and currently I have them crossfired and overclocked at 1140 megahertz. Not very much of a boost from what their base clock is. Their base clock is 1120, but for these cards, 1120, it's not. That's the overclock. These cards, I've run them at 1170, and for some reason they just don't run the same way as my my other 2 cards did. But they still run really, really well, and they stay cool. Whereas my other ones, they used to get a little bit warm after about an hour or 2 of play. These guys stay completely cold. The only thing I do have to pre-warn you, if you do decide to do a crossfire of these 2, definitely go on to Asus and download from the bottom up the drivers. If you do it that way, they recognize the cards. If you do it the other way, where you download GPU tweaker, then I forget what the other one was, but it was another form of GPU tweaker, and then the GPU streaming program. If you download them in that order, it doesn't work. You have to do it the other way around. Download the streamer first, then the second GPU tweaker, and then the first GPU tweaker. If you do it that way, like I said, it works. They read in Crossfire. Don't ask me why. There's just some weird method to Asus's programming. I have no idea what the hell they're doing. So as far as memory, we have a 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. That's a brand new hard drive. I left my brother his. Right here, it's kind of probably noisy right now, but I have my G-Skill snipers. and it's like, I just had you guys like full on in the case, so I mean that's as loud as my computer is. And right now I have the top fans full tilt, so just to kind of give you an idea of how noisy it can be and how noisy it can't be. You have a 140mm NZXT fan here, a 200mm NZXT fan on the front. I actually plan on putting two 200mm up here, just because there's the spacing for it up here. There is going to be red LEDs in here. I'm just waiting on them. They're coming all the way from Japan, so it's going to be a while. They should be here hopefully by the 21st. But as far as the motherboard, that's the MSI 970 Gaming Edition. Now the only thing I don't like about this, first off, in the back you have nothing to hook up any type of video cables to. There's no memory OK button. There's no BIOS button. And unless you know what the hell a jumper is, if you screw up in your overclocking and you, let's say, screw up in your overclocking and then you go and you try to, try to turn on the computer, and all of a sudden it'll just, your keyboard will flash. If you have an LED keyboard like I do, it'll flash, 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 and you're just like, what the hell did I just do? Because you won't get any display at all. Somewhere down in there, what was it? Can't even see it, the graphics card's covering it up. But right underneath the graphics card here, there's a battery, and to the right of it, underneath the battery a little bit, there's the two jumper pins. You actually have to have a jumper, it's a little square block. I actually had to go take it off my Asus computer, because that one has it on an LN2 switch, so you can actually take that and just hook it up real quick and then plug it back onto the LN2 switch. But anyway, that, for whatever reason, like I said, it worked, and sure enough, was able to get it going. Get it up real quick. I'm actually going to make a second video. Screw it. But like I said, up here you have the H100i, and I put the fans, these guys are on exhaust, this is on exhaust, and I figured the 200mm fan is blowing more than enough air, and if you stick your hand in here, it's pretty cool. It's not hot at all, so there's definitely plenty of airflow for those graphics cards. I even thought about putting a fan here, because there's a little bracket here to put a fan, and to be honest, I took this guy, 120mm fan, and you can see it's like right up against it. So I still might do that, but I don't know. I'm just happy I got it working. I did get it overclocked, and I'll show you guys that in a second, so stay tuned.